T-Mill, come out and play.
Play it loud.
You're Nomad Nate in the building here with Ashley Abbott and T-Mill. Let's get it.
You already know it's Francis Fly with T-Mill and Ashley Abbott.
We're changing the status quo one voice at a time through music, edutainment, children, and awareness. We're progressing and preserving the culture through real conversations with people who've had real success. Multicultural artists and musicians, models, entrepreneurs, innovators, and activists. This is Paradox East, and you are in tune with T-Mill. Powered by the MaitlandConservatory.org.
Thank you for listening to In Tune with T-Mill.
Welcome everyone to another special edition of In the Mix with T-Mill. This is a special episode. I had to rename the episode, rename the podcast so I can let you guys know when we're talking about music and when we're talking about everything else going on with the world. But on this episode, we're talking about music. We're talking about artists, indie artists that are on the rise, even mainstream artists. But today, I've got my co-host, my co-pilot, my partner in rhyme, my partner in crime, my partner in out here getting money, Miss Ashley Abbott. What's up, Ashley?
What's up, T-Mill? I'm always happy to be here with you guys. Thank you so much, Nomad Nate and Francis Fly.
Francis Fly.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah, welcome our guest, Francis Fly and Nomad Nate to the show.
Yeah, thank you for having us. It's
Sure.
my pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. I want to welcome you guys to the show, and we're here to talk about what, your music. We're here to talk about your journey in this project that you guys are going to be dropping. But Ashley and I have got a couple questions for, that we want to get into what separates you from other artists. Because as you guys know, there's artists every single day on social media dropping projects that are sending links, that are sharing their videos and whatnot. So we really want to get into who you guys are. And by the end of this episode, hopefully people will say, you know what? I feel them, or I connect with that, or that resonates with me, and I want to check out their music. I want to be a fan of their music. So let's get into it, and I'm going to throw the first question to Ashley.
All right, guys. First of all, I want to say thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it 100%.
Thank you.
So the first thing I want to ask, Nate, is where did you grow up, and what is the number one thing you most remember about that place?
So, born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. Still live in Brooklyn. So I never really left. I left for a short period of time to go away to school. But what resonates with me most is home. And it's the real. There's the ups and the downs. Just like any other hood. You have your ups and you have your downs. So what resonated with me the most is my sense of community. So I'm still in the same streets. I'm still with the same people, and we all just vibing with each other. We all got each other's back, living free and living good. So that's what resonated with me. What about you, Francis?
Born in Queens, raised in Brooklyn. It's funny, such a similar area in terms of Brooklyn. I've been a New Yorker. What resonates me the most is just the busyness of the city. I've traveled, I've seen other cities, I've seen other countries, and I love it. I enjoy it. But for me, there's no place like home. I love the hustle and bustle. And other than New York, I've never seen the grind in New York. Nice. Anywhere else is a little less pressure, but I love the ability to have to step up when you're here. Always, you got to be on the grind. You always got to be on the move.
Now, for the people that don't know, the people that travel to Brooklyn or they come to New York, but Brooklyn especially, Brooklyn has changed a lot from,
Tell me about it.
Until now.
Tell me about it.
What's one of the biggest differences or one of the biggest changes that you guys have seen, or just something you miss that now that Brooklyn's being gentrified and just changing so much? But what's one of those things that you miss?
So let me get straight into it. The one thing that I miss is low rent. Rent. Yo, man.
Word.
I remember when rent prices was $700. Now they charging you $2,500 You know what I'm saying? Now you paying ridiculous prices for coffee. Your whole city's, you know, changing your demographics. You know, your surroundings. They're building, you know, lofts and all types of nice buildings on your block. You know, changing up the whole scenario. I mean, but the thing is that, like Francis said, it's all about the hustle. And you got to get it how you live. So one thing that I appreciate about it is that seeing the gentrification happen in my hometown, it makes me want to work harder. It puts, like, so to say, it puts like a battery in my back. You know, it makes me want to grind harder because I'm like, I want to live there. You know, I want that. I need that. You know, for my people, for my family, we need this. Like, so that's pretty much my take on gentrification.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I feel like it was a different environment before. There was a different sense of like pride. Like it's always going to be pride from New York, but before it was like, you know, Brooklyn was like a tougher hood, and now it's like Brooklyn is like, it can mean anything. It has the diversity now of like Manhattan. So I definitely miss that old feeling, but I'm definitely welcoming and accepting of like the new move too, because everything has to change, everything has to evolve, and so far it does seem for the better. So I do like it as well.
Yeah,
hey, you know, thugs need Starbucks and Target too. You know.
yeah. No, I heard
dog walkers. Somebody gotta walk my pit bull for me.
I heard all the white women just took over and took your guys' shit. Like, damn,
it's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot of change. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
It's a different Brooklyn from 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah, like for example, I remember growing up in Bushwick. So I'm from Bushwick, Brooklyn. In Bushwick, growing up in the 90s, man, shootouts, all types of crazy stuff. You know, drug dealers all over the place. You know, crack, heroin, like all over the streets. And now Bushwick's on Vogue, like top 10 trendiest neighborhoods in the world. Like, for real, like crazy. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. If don't nobody know nothing else, man, start buying up land, buying up these buildings, because no matter how bad you think it is, somebody's gonna come in and buy all of it and flip it.
That property value is real.
You can't let that happen. You can't let that take your town. Come on.
That's why we need to step our money up. That's why people need to support the music.
There you go.
Absolutely. So now, speaking of the music, you know, one thing that I noticed is that you grew up feeling like the artsy type, Nomad. And when you were in school, did you ever feel like you were different or looked at different, or, you know, was being different a little harder? How did that, you know, being different shape you through high school?
So the way that I look at it is that I like to think of myself as, you know, progressive, you know, and a shiner. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna stand out. So and I accept it and I appreciate it. I like being different. I like when people are looking at me for the answers, or, you know, when people aren't like familiar with what I am and it makes them uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? So I like that and I appreciate that. So throughout high school, you know, sometimes it was hard, but I did what I had to do to make sure that either I'm successful and I'm on my grind. And up until now, life's been good and I'm doing great. So I'm just continuing trying to evolve, because the one thing that I can't stand for is complacency. Like I can't stay stagnant. Like that's part of the definition of my name. Nomad is someone who's a wanderer who keeps going. And my interpretation of that is I'm trying to evolve. I'm never going to stop. Like, and that's just what it is.
And I'm glad you broke that down, because there's going to be a couple people asking, what is a nomad? What is nomad? Where does nomad come from? We should have got to that first, but I'm glad you covered that. Ashley?
So, you know, when I was looking at your bio, that was definitely one of my questions. You know, you as being a rapper, what does that mean to you, a rapper, as that title? Like, would you feel that really means to you deep down in your heart?
So as a rapper, that's part of a, you know, an overarching umbrella that I consider myself as. It's an artist. I like to articulate myself, and I hold it dear and sincere to my soul to, you know, be as real and as authentic as possible and try to convey my story through my speech, although my people's story through my speech. So I feel like as a rapper, as an artist, my duty is for my community. And even in like my line of work, like I take, you know, community activism real serious, you know, giving back to our kids because they are our future. And I take that real serious. So, yeah.
Right.
Now, speaking of community activism, I just thought about this. We were talking about gentrification, and we're talking about, and Ashley, you brought up a really good point. Something that we all need to do is to, again, protect and buy up, our properties and our neighborhoods and our communities, to keep that in the family, so to speak, to keep it in the community so it doesn't become all crazy and so high that people can't afford. But one thing, as far as an initiative that people can look up, is big shout out to Buy the Block, buytheblock.com, buytheblock.org. You guys can go visit them and check them out. Shameless plug, but they definitely are looking at all these different areas and neighborhoods all across the country to, again, give us that opportunity. When I mean us, I mean all of us here on this podcast and everyone listening to this podcast, to give us a piece of the pie. Or if you got that paper, you can buy the whole pie. But we're looking for a piece,
Word. I'm gonna have to check them out. I haven't heard of them. I'm definitely gonna look into that after this interview, to be honest.
Now, Francis, I want to ask you because Ashley brought up a really good point of what a rapper means, or what that means, and how that shapes your life. One thing I'm wondering about is for you, and then also Nate, I want you to answer this as well. But Francis, there's so many rappers out here, and there's, again, they say nothing's new under the sun, or everyone's saying the same thing. But through your music, what do you think resonates and connects with your listeners through your rhymes? What is it that you think connects you to your listeners and really makes it genuine, really makes it authentic, to where they can say, you know what, I connect with him, I feel him, I ride with him over any of these other rappers? And it's no shade, it's just, again, real talk.
What makes you different? I just say I agree with Nomad, where it's a big thing for me of like authenticity and integrity. For me, it's 100%. The only thing that I can definitely offer that I know nobody else has is being me, my experiences, my journey, all of that. So the big selling point for me is the authenticity with it. I love the art. I love this craft. I invest in it. I invest my time. I invest my life in this. I feel like all of that resonates in the music in terms of my lyrics, the way that it's heard, and the way that I cut a record. I don't see anyone else producing like a similar sound. I take pride in being unique, and I think that that's for me, my journey as an artist. That's the biggest point that I would want to make with my music, and that's my connection with my fans as well.
Okay, word.
Nice.
No, man.
So,
Yeah.
Go ahead, Nate.
Yeah, no, you was gonna ask me the same question.
Yep.
Can you repeat that, please?
So something that makes you, authentic, or something that separates you from every other rapper that's out here, because again, everybody's saying the same thing in a sense, but it's the way they're saying it. But so for instance, the thing that I think separated Pac from everyone was Pac was speaking through his emotions, and he let his emotions on his sleeve. And if he was angry, you heard it in his music. If he was happy, you heard it in his music. Nas was real thoughtful, or even up to date, a J. Cole is, thoughtful through his music, or the Migos, they want to party. And there's something different about, all these different rappers, but they're all saying the same thing, but it's something authentic and something unique about them. So for you, what makes you authentic, or what do you think kind of cuts through to connect with your fans?
So yeah, basically the way that I interpret that, and what I've heard and what I've learned, is that there's people that set trends, and there's people that follow trends. And I like to set them. I'm trying to set the bar high, and that's how I'm coming. That's the energy that I'm bringing, and that's what's going to take me to the top. You know what I'm saying? There's people who create, and there's people who imitate. I've never been the type to imitate, and I'm not looking to it. So I'm gonna keep creating. I'm gonna keep doing me, and I'm gonna keep flourishing. That's just a wave. Like I'm trying to make waves, like on some real.
That's what I'm talking about.
So, like, on that note, I kind of had a question, like, towards that was, some people they either want to inspire people, or when it comes to music, because I know some people like use music to vent. It's a good place
therapeutic.
to vent, or it's a good place to like send a message. Would you say that when you start getting into music, like, is this something more to kind of just like release like exactly what you're feeling, and do you just want to send a message of who you are inside, or would you say like it's something more, I need to send a message out?
I think it varies upon the kind of record I'm doing and the emotions that I currently have. I like to think that I'm absolutely versatile. So, like, depending on how I'm feeling, depending on what the beat makes me feel like, I'm going to cater the track. I'm going to put my own experiences into it, but I'm also catering it to my audience, because the music isn't only for the creator, it is for the people who will be playing it. So I value that highly. So I like to take into consideration, like, what my feelings are, and how there are people out there that may feel the same way, and how could I do an overarching or all-encompassing, record that could both relate to them and to me and my personal experiences. You know what I'm saying? Something that could make people feel. Because one thing that I like to do is evoke emotions. So, like, even my instrument choices, like, I love pianos, I love strings, I love violins, like deep beats. I enjoy that a lot, because I want something riveting. Like, I want somebody to hear a record sometimes and like get some goosebumps. You know what I'm saying? Just off the production alone, like, oh my God, like, what is this? This is beautiful. And big shout outs to my producer Eric Mayfield, out on the West Coast. Shout out to him. I'm gonna be seeing him in July when we go out there to shoot some music videos and get some studio time down out there on the West Coast. Me and Francis dropping a whole project, Room 56. We're gonna be doing a lot of that promo out in LA. So I'm gonna see him out in July. So if anybody out there listening from LA, slide in my DM on IG. It's all love, man. Nomad_Nate. And, we're gonna get lit. We're gonna turn up. We're gonna have fun.
Now, speaking of videos, and I want to also, before we get out of here, I want to talk about the project that you guys are working on. But speaking of videos, let's talk about this video that I saw you guys working on. I saw a little sneak peek picture, behind the scenes type joint with Ashley Abbott, doing her thing.
Yeah, most definitely. Ashley definitely came out, showed out, did a whole thing. I'm not even going to front. So we shot that video out in New Jersey. That's for a track. It's off one of my next projects, which is going to be late to the party. The name of that track is Temptations. So basically, that song is about, my temptations as an individual and the different temptations around me. And Ashley was in there playing the temptation.
I was the temptation.
Yeah, she was tempting as hell.
Oh my God.
Crazy. It was popping though. Definitely shout out to Ashley. You know what I'm saying? She was fire. That's
Thanks
coming
for
out
hiring me, by the way.
Oh, no, most deaf. We're going to do it again soon.
Now, Ashley, also real quick, some of your thoughts, or just, talk to us about your time and your experience shooting this video, and maybe something that you've learned or something that models, need to know when this video comes out, because every girl, of course, wants to be in the video, but again, somebody like yourself that's professional and has been around in this business, what was your experience with this video shoot, and what is your advice to models that are looking to get in videos?
Listen, so, Nate is absolutely amazing. Like, he kept it 100% professional, and that's a big thing for me. So not all artists are like 100% professional, and not everyone knows how to act and behave, and you can't expect that from everyone, because that's the industry, that's the business. It's expected. You kind of have to pick and choose who to work with and exactly what to expect. You kind of just have to feel it, right? And it's like you pick and choose your roles too. Obviously, I got hired as the temptation for this role, which I totally dig. At the same time, I'm like, listen, I'm not that girl, but I will play that role. That's fine.
You did a good job.
It's really funny, because I was just like, this is so funny. I have to completely like act like this chick that I'm like completely not like. I had to be like the like, I'm stealing you away from the good side. Like, no, I'm like the hopeless romantic. Like, what? Like, it was a little funny to me, but I completely took it. I tried to run with it. I tried to just do it, and I admire Nate for his work. And on top of that, I admire him for his professionalism because not everybody comes with that. So
Thank you.
I appreciate workers like that because some people, you'll be surprised. Like some people just don't know how to act when it comes to work, you know?
Yo,
so
I'm telling you, some people need to they need to start putting out, you know, just industry stories of what really goes on and some of the the crazy
the hidden
stories,
files,
and then some of the hidden files. Like, you know, those stories need to come out. But
the problem is that like people tend to lose focus. Like I really think people tend to lose focus, and in actuality, like if you take your artistry as seriously as you know you say you do, then you're supposed to be about that business, about that bottom line, about your art. You know, because especially at this level, you know, up and coming artists, like you're everything for the most part. You know, you got a team of supporters, but like you're the one who's, you know, behind your marketing tactics. You're the one who's behind your image. You're the one who's behind your branding. And like, what do you want to be remembered as? Like, that's the most important thing. And that's what I always keep in the back of my head in anything I do. Like, when I die, what do I want to be remembered as? And there's something that I'm going for, and I can't let, you know, my short-term goals like trump my long-term goals. You know, pardon the word Trump. I don't know. Pardon the word Trump. I should have used the different word.
So I ain't got to ask who y'all voting for in 2020. You know what I mean? Or even this year, because this year is also very important. So y'all get out, man. Get out there and vote. Register to vote. Vote or die. And even if you think you can't vote, get out there and vote anyway. Bring your ID and do that, because there's a lot of shenanigans going on. So make sure y'all get out there and vote, man. Vote or die. But so before we get out of here, real quick, tell us about this new project that you guys are doing.
Woo-wee.
And word, you got hype. So
156.
Tell us about 156.
Yo, so Room 56, where do I even begin? Like, so Room 56 is really gonna be some next level. It's between me and Francis. You know, we did a track not too long ago on his last project, and we was like, yo, we just need to go ahead and go all in. We both bring a special dynamic to it. And Room 56 is basically literal and figurative. So it's going to be a whole story of, you know, entering a hotel and exiting a hotel and what happens in between, which is also figurative for like what's going on in my mind, our minds.
Okay, I just got to ask, because there's like a Vegas story behind this, like Room 56 somewhere that, you know, we didn't know about.
Yeah, it's part of it.
You guys are gonna have to listen to know for sure. It's a little bit conceptual, but you know, we also got some blatant and just upfront points. Yeah, so you know, the Vegas video might happen, an LA video might happen, an Atlantic City video might happen, but
Atlantic City definitely. I love going to Atlantic City. I go there too often to admit to. But
it's ambiguous though.
There's definitely stories from out there that's going to be on this project. So,
and see, now if y'all get, you know, the next video for that, you know, I think I could see Ashley playing like a mob boss or something like that, you know, out in Vegas, you know, trying to shake things up or something like that.
Smoking a Cuban, right?
Right.
Smoking a Cuban. Actually smoking a Cuban.
Now this.
With it.
So definitely. So now, where can people follow you at, and where can they find you? I want each of you guys to talk about where people can find you if they want to collaborate. You know, if they're talking about real collaboration, and when I say collaboration, I mean I'm talking about making it worth your while, not just wasting time. But for the artists that are out there that hear your music, especially the producers that hear your flow or to hear your music and want to work with you, or even videographers or whoever. Where can they shout you out? Where can they connect with you at?
So, I mean, for me, first and foremost would be my website, francisfly with the number 1.com. That's Francis, FrancisFly with the number 1.com. That's my website. A lot of people reach out to me on Instagram with my DMs, and it's the same name, francisfly with the number 1.com, francisfly1, Instagram.com/francisfly1. People come in my DMs. I engineer as well. I'm producing. I'm playing the piano. So it's a lot of things coming up. Definitely for me, reaching out. Instagram and my website are the best outlets.
So yeah, if you're trying to, you know, get to work with Nomad, or, you know, you like what I'm saying and you're trying to listen to more, most definitely check me out on my website, nomadnature.com. That is Nomad, Nomad, Nate, Nate, Chur, CHUR.com. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, at Nomad_Nate. Just Nomad, NOMAD _Nate, NATE, and hit me, link me, because I'm always trying to work and I'm always trying to, you know, progress, and I'm trying to make everyone around me better. And I just love the artistry. So even if it's like you want my feedback, something along those lines, or you need some counsel, or you want an alternative, thought process or whatever the case may be. Just contact me, link me. I'm with it.
We working.
Absolutely. And Ashley, where can they contact you at? How can they follow if they're looking to book you for a shoot, book you for a video, or they're looking to book somebody for the makeup? Because Ashley's also, killing it out here, beating faces with the makeup.
Sure.
So Ashley, how can they get in contact with you?
So my main page is Ashley Abbott. So it's ASHLAYABBOTT. On Instagram, so you can DM me, you can follow me. I also have a makeup page, which is sublime_MUA. You can also contact me there. My whole portfolio is there. Or you can just, email me at ashleyalyssa.abbott@gmail.com. I take, I do modeling, I do makeup, I do hosting. So I do a few things. I also have been getting into singing, and I've been talking to Nate about it too. So
Word.
I'm
That's
really
doing a
into
thing.
that recording. So Nate's been kind of giving me some feedback.
Yeah, she sound great though. I'm looking forward to hearing all her finished products, for real.
Yeah, I want to hear some stuff.
That's what I'm talking about.
if I get better, maybe we can collab.
I want to hear some stuff.
I'm with it. Also, one more shameless plug. Check me out on YouTube. I'm real big behind an all-encompassing art. You know what I'm saying? I want storylines and all types of beautiful, magnificent masterpieces. So you could look me up on YouTube, Nomad Nate. Literally, just type in Nomad Nate and I'm gonna pop up. That's how many videos we got up there. My latest single is HBK, so Nomad Nate HBK. But my biggest single, the one that did the most numbers on iTunes and everything, is Nomad Nate Vanity Love, and there's a whole video for that on YouTube. Check that out.
Same thing for Francis Fly. And my last video up is Sound Like This, one of my singles, probably one of my more popular singles. And we're working on Wait off my last project along the way. Check both of those out. They're on all platforms, iTunes, Spotify, everything you could think of.
All right, you guys, and this is another episode of In the Mix with T-Mill. We're talking with Nomad Nate and Francis Fly and my co-host Ashley Abbott, talking about this good music, talking about Room 56, about this studio album, this experience that you guys are going to be getting. And before we get out of here, I came up with this crazy idea. If you guys shoot another video in LA or shoot the video in Vegas, here you go. I'm going to throw this one out there for free. Y'all seen the movie Molly's Game?
Nah, I'm going to have to look it up, though.
Yeah, I don't think I had. I can't.
Ashley, what about you? You seen the movie Molly's Game?
I have not seen that.
Okay, all three of y'all, go check out the movie Molly's Game. That's a possible. I think that's a dope idea for your video treatment. For the next, and obviously Ashley could be Molly. She could play Molly. It's about this Olympic skier back in the 90s. She broke a back, doing Olympic skiing, and then she learned about how to flip card games and how to run poker games. She ran up something like 400 million out there in Vegas to where the feds was after her and the Russian mob and everything. So it looks good. It's a dope movie. It's a true story, which is best of all. But if you guys could put something like that together and, have Ashley playing this and this, that, and the other.
Be in Vegas.
Fire.
Right.
It sounds dope. It sounds like Ashley's going to be playing Temptation again, so we'll see.
It's the reason to be in Vegas. That's what I'm looking at.
This chick Molly was a boss, straight up. She was running card games and poker games and raking up in paper until, of course, it all came crashing down because somebody snitched on her. But
snitches, man.
That's always how it happens.
That's always how it happens. It's always a good thing till somebody get a little salty or whatever. But
there's a chink in the armor.
But before we get out of here, I want you guys to introduce Commitment, and I want to play that on the end of this episode. So I want you guys to introduce out there. We at Coachella. We out there at wherever. I want y'all to just blast it out for the world. Commitment.
Talk that. So this jam right here, this is Commitment, the first single off of Room 56. Nomad Nate and Francis Fly. Check it out.
Mixed, master, recorded. Francis Fly, Nomad Nate and Francis Fly. Commitment. You already know. Room 56.
Yeah, thanks for having us, man.
Hi, this is Mossy Cruz. You're listening to In Tune with T-Mill, playing the best indie music worldwide.
I got a problem with commitment, that's a life I cannot live. It's that Christian Yamaguchi, it's that Katarina Witt. Maybe Nancy Kerrigan, have you seen my figure 6? All this ice, it got me froze, got an icebox in my chest. I got a problem with commitment, that's a life I cannot live. It's that Christian Yamaguchi, it's that Katarina Witt. Maybe Nancy Kerrigan, have you seen my figure 6? All this ice, it got me froze, got an icebox in my chest. Your shorty love me cause I'm paid, I'm jellyfin cause I get laid. And MIA got friends and days. Talk that drama, catch a fade. You a actor, ain't no play. Colder than the state of Maine. When I gamble, raise the stakes. You need the stacks to paper chase. Phrases fly, that's my hit of dough. From Ecuador out to Singapore. Make it rain, watch the singles pour. Life is good, but I'm needing more. I got no regrets. Bank account like a Rolodex. Me and Francis, we some seasoned vets. So New York like I own the Mets. Problem with commitment, that's a life I cannot live. It's that Christian Yamaguchi, it's that Katarina Witt. Maybe Nancy Kerrigan, have you seen my figure 6? All this ice, it got me froze, got an icebox in my chest. I got a problem with commitment, that's a life I cannot live. It's that Christian Yamaguchi, it's that Katarina Witt. Maybe Nancy Kerrigan, have you seen my figure 6? All this ice, it got me froze, got an icebox in my chest. Man, I got trust issues, I don't fuck with you. Shorty says she tired of feeling stuck with you, but she's scared to leave again. I done seen boys turn them in, I done seen girls hit my ends. I seen folks turn to friends, I've yet to see it all make sense. Shit don't make no sense, but how could it though? It takes time trying to get these stars aligned. You know I'm far from fine, but I drive through, it's cold, hard to mine. Oh, she wants all my time, oh, but you know I'm on the grind, oh. And if shorty blow my phone up, she get that call decline, whoa. That's priority in business, I want it all, scratch it off my wish list. Killing beats on my hit list, you know I seen it all like a witness. Anyone testify, no spare time you get set aside. Only told folks sitting next to mine, I got a nice box in this cold chest of mine. Now I've got a commitment, that's a life I cannot live. It's that Christian Yamaguchi, it's that Katarina Witt. Maybe Nancy Kerrigan, have you seen my figure 6? All this ice, it got me froze, got an icebox in my chest. I got a problem with commitment, that's a life I cannot live. It's that Christian Yamaguchi, it's that Katarina Witt. Maybe Nancy Kerrigan, have you seen my figure 6? All this ice, it got me froze, got an icebox in my chest. Nomad, that's Francis Flowers. I got a problem.